Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
A Labour MP has called out the toxicity in British politics after some idiots took a sledgehammer to his home last night. Andrew Western, who was re-elected in Stretford and Urmston in Greater Manchester on Friday, said that the incident is being investigated by police working for Operation Bridger, a team focusing on the security of elected representatives. While the MP who was elected in 2011 said no one was hurt, he added that the harassment, intimidation and abuse of politicians is not okay and is not normal. Despite this, he vowed not to be cowed by the perpetrators but called on voters to recognize what MPs have to put up with ever more routinely. Writing on social media, he said, "Considered whether to post this but sadly need saying, last night there was an incident at my home that is being investigated by police as part of Operation Bridger. I am absolutely fine and no one was hurt, but the toxicity in our politics at present must be drawn out. The harassment, intimidation and abuse of politicians is not okay and is not normal. That said, it is becoming an ever more regular occurrence. I am proud to represent the people of Stretford and Urmston, and I will not be cowed as I seek to serve them to the best of my ability. I want to thank GMP for an excellent response and say that these idiots do not speak for our community, and I will do all I can to ensure they never do," he added. When someone suggested the incident was probably just someone taking the mickey, he angrily responded, "I'll tell you that when someone takes a sledgehammer to your property, eventually people will realize what MPs are having to put with ever more routinely," he added. It comes as his colleague, fellow Labour MP Jess Phillips spoke out about the pretty gruesome campaign she put up with to cling on to her seat in Birmingham Yardley. The politician, who narrowly held on to her seat beating an independent by just 693, said one of her volunteers had been screamed at by a much older man while campaigning and had her tires slashed. She also declined the help from the family of murdered MP Joe Cox due to the spike in violence during the 6-week campaign and would not let her children attend the vote count in the early hours of Friday morning. As Ms. Phillips' majority was declared and she began her victory speech, claiming it had been the worst election campaign I have ever stood in, she was heckled by boos and chants of "Free Palestine." It sparked a furious response from the MP, who yelled back, "I understand that a strong woman standing up to you is met with such reticence," before pointing at them and saying, "Can you throw them out?" When probed on the incident on LBC this morning, Ms. Phillips was still visibly angry about the aggression she had suffered after the vote count and during canvassing. She told the program, "These people were standing on a platform of helping the people of Gaza. It's too simple to say it was sectarian. People are desperate for me to announce that the people who were shouting at me and barracking me were Muslim men. The fact they were men is actually quite significant to me. The fact that they were Muslim is not significant because there are Muslim people in my constituency who didn't behave like this. These people were idiots. They didn't do it because they were Muslim, they did it because they were idiots and they wanted something for themselves and they used a terrible tragedy to get that." The MP went on to add that those taking such a strong stance against her, resorting to aggression at times, were doing so to drive content on social media apps, such as TikTok. Everything was about driving content, so these people weren't ashamed of the way they were behaving, they were doing it, then filming themselves and putting it on the internet, Ms. Phillips added. When Sadiq Khan came, men wearing masks shouting, I won't say what they are saying because it's a family show, shouting stuff about Sadiq Khan's mother, and they are not ashamed. They are putting it on the internet to incite other people to do the same. Earlier this year, a £75 million spending package was revealed to improve the protection of MPs at Westminster. 3 female MPs were also given taxpayer-funded bodyguards amid growing fears against the politicians. It is unknown if all 3 were re-elected last week. The unnamed trio, in